Hello, you lovely wrestling fans. It is Kada from wrestling-infos.de here, and with me is Ace Romero. Hey!
What is going on? Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I'm too. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just gearing up. It's a busy month, but I cannot wait to come to Germany. I'm super excited.
It is your first time in Germany, isn't it?
Yeah. It's my first time being in Europe totally. So,
do you have any expectations concerning the German wrestling fans?
I'm ready just to see what the different cultures like and all that stuff. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to travel to that part of the world, so I'm pumped.
Did you hear about the Carat Gold tournament before?
Yeah. I've had many friends be in the tournament before, so I'm pretty psyched to be part of it.
What are you looking for in this year's Carat Gold?
Looking to win.
Of course, and you probably will. What would be your dream opponent be?
Yeah, there's so many great talent that's going to be in this tournament. There's a lot of fresh faces, people I've never met before, people I've never wrestled before. One of the people that instantly stood out when they announced some of the members of the tournament would be this Busick, just in the fact that we actually started wrestling at the same time, at the same school back in 2008. So regardless of what happens in the tournament, it'll be cool to be there with him. And if our paths cross, But I'm super excited. So even getting the opportunity to wrestle in the tournament, very prestigious, obviously, and there's so much great talent going to be there. I'm excited no matter what happens.
Is it your first time working with Busick since your training days?
Yeah, I mean, we've never actually wrestled on an event ever. We've definitely wrestled at a class a bunch of times back in the day. And then up to Teil, I was training with him for a little while back in 2015. So this will be the first time we'll be back together in a long time.
Okay. Most German wrestling fans are familiar with you from your time in Impact Wrestling. What was your first impression when you signed with them back in 2019?
Oh man, I was super excited. I had a kind of a cool way to come in to the company, getting offered my contract right before Path to Glory 2019, and then debuting the next day in the X Division ladder match. I think I was able to make a big quote unquote impact that night. And again, I was just super excited to be a part of something new, something fresh.
You worked a lot of tag matches in the tag team division. Do you prefer working as in a tag team or as a singles wrestler?
So when I first got to Impact, I've been a singles wrestler. I've always been a singles wrestler. I've tagged, obviously in the past, but never as a team or a unit that tags on a regular basis. So for that was a whole other animal for me to learn, because tag team wrestling is so much different from singles wrestling. There's just so much more elements to go into it. You have 2 extra people, stuff like that. So that was a big learning curve. Also being on television style wrestling, that was different. So I was learning how to do that, and then I was also learning how to be a tag team wrestler, kind of on the fly. So it was all fresh and all new to me, which was cool, because it's hard to, if you've been around wrestling for a long time, it's hard to get involved with something that's fresh constantly. So that was cool to do that.
And your tag team partner, Larry D, for some time. Are you still in contact with him? I mean, is there a possibility to see you two together again? Because I read now he is a free agent as well.
Yeah, I actually talked to Larry the other day. I just basically said, "Hey, I'm happy for you, and whatever happens to you next, I hope it goes well." Obviously, he's very talented, very knowledgeable. He's been around the wrestling business for a very long time. I enjoyed tagging with him when we were at Impact XXXL. So never say never. We're two big motivated guys that want to go out there and show the world what we can do.
Sure. You also had matches in the X division. How would you describe working with guys like Ace Austin or Chris Sabin?
First of all, Ace Austin's a very little name stealer. No, Ace Austin's very cool. We trained together a bunch back in Ohio when I was living in Ohio. So he's, fresh, young enough to come in. He's awesome. He's talented. Getting able to work with Chris Sabin was awesome. Mostly machine guns. Chris Sabin, Patrick Shelley was so awesome. It was a dream come true that Larry and I would be able to get to work with Alex and Sabin.
And do you prefer working with smaller guys like those or more with bigger opponents?
Well, obviously, if I'm the bigger person, I have more of the advantage. As far as my preferred match style, I prefer to wrestle the smaller opponent just because of the contrast. It's easy to tell that kind of story, big guy versus little guy. Some of my favorite stories to tell. So I prefer that. I don't mind the house fight, getting in there and beating each other up. But if I had a choice, I like that kind of match, big guy, small guy dynamic.
Yes. In August 2021, you requested your release. What were the reasons behind you wanting to leave 1 year before your contract expired?
Yeah, it was just a weird time for me and the world. I was there for 2 years and things had started to kind of pick up for us, for Larry D and myself. And then I ended up getting COVID on my birthday. So I ended up having to miss, one of the tapings following getting COVID. So the last time I had been working for Impact and Impact Ring was April. And just basically, I want to work and I want to show people what I can do. And I went from April to all the way to the fall, October, November, and it wasn't being used for a better part of the year. And I want to play. I'm a player. I want to play. So basically, that's what it came down to. I get it. Things happen, and just bad luck of the draw on my part, getting COVID and then having to work around all the stuff that Impact was doing at the time, because there's a lot of things happening with Impact and AEW and all those things and New Japan. And so I get it. It was just a numbers game at the end of the day. So it is what it is. You can't change the past. You can only move forward to the future. So, I'm ready to do that, especially for the tournament coming up.
Sure. And how is your relationship with Impact Wrestling today? Are you still in contact?
I would say it was good. I have no ill will towards them. Like I said, I understand at the end of the day, business. Although it can be frustrating, I understand that, just the circumstances I had to go through are just what happened, It's nobody's fault. But yeah, hopefully the door is always still open and you never know what will happen in the future. But I have no ill will towards them, and hopefully one day we can come back together and do some business.
And what are your immediate plans, like the next month or two after Carat?
So afterwards, I'm going to see just how things play out. I think me going into the Carat is going to be, big for me. I think once I win the tournament, I'm going to win the tournament. That's going to be huge for me. That's my main goal right now, is just getting to Germany and going out and showing out with some of the best wrestlers in the world, and then taking that momentum on to the future. And going from there.
And any companies you really want to work for?
Always keeping my options open as far as bigger name companies. I have a lot of relationships in a lot of companies in America. One thing, I would like to continue my hopefully everything goes well when I go to Europe. So I like to continue all that kind of stuff. Maybe come back to Germany after this little tour here, and do more business out there, and get to know the fans, and show the fans of Germany who Ace Romero is.
And is there something you really want to accomplish as a pro wrestler?
I just want to, be happy with what I've done. And so far, I've done some pretty cool things in wrestling. But there's always more, there's always the next level you want to get to. That's what I'm looking towards now. I'm in the gym training pretty hard. So I'm just working towards that right now, and getting my body the best it can be, and really showing the world what I am capable of. Because I haven't really got the opportunity yet on a big level, and that's what I want to do in the future.
And if all forbidden doors would be open, what would be your dream opponent or opponents?
Ooh, that's a good question. Dream opponents. There's so many good, amazing talents out there. It's hard to pick. But if I had to pick one,
you could go by country. Let's say in Europe. What would be your dream opponent in Europe?
Ooh, a dream opponent with me for Europe would probably be somebody like a Walter or a Gunther, as he's known now. I never had the opportunity to get into the ring with Walter, so that would be cool.
And in America, the US?
In America, there's so many people. It's a very hard question, but I don't know who. I can't really. It's hard for me to say one person who I'd want to get in the ring with. But if I did get in the ring with somebody, I just want it to be epic. Once I get the opportunity, that hopefully it will come to me in the future. Whether it's maybe AEW or Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, when it comes back and all that stuff. I just want it to be epic. Actually, there is one guy. I'm calling him out right now. Just came to me. I want to get in the ring with Jonah. I want to have a hoss fight with Jonah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, it would be pretty cool. You just mentioned New Japan Pro Wrestling. Have you ever been to Japan?
Never. Another place I want to go to eventually. Like I said, I'm hopefully this door traveling more internationally will open, and hopefully will stay open, and the world stays normal enough for me and others to do so. And Japan would be awesome to see as well.
And I saw you have a Twitch channel. Will it be a gaming channel or something different?
Yeah, so I do have a Twitch channel. It's very new. It's very in the infant stages, but yeah, it's gaming. I'm still trying to get all the stuff set up for it, but I've only done a few streams here and there. But it might be something I want to get to further along and do. The few streams I did do, I got some pretty good reactions from people, so I want to continue doing that. I just got to get everything finished up and set up for it.
So you're a gamer. What is your favorite game these days?
So I don't know if I would call myself a gamer per se, because I know a lot of gamers. I play the game Fortnite. So I actually never played games ever until I moved to Ohio. And I was roommates with Sammy Callahan, and he played games. Obviously, his girlfriend, fiance, Jessica Havoc, she plays games. You know, she got a big Twitch channel. So I basically bought a PlayStation to play Fortnite with all of them and the rest of my friends. So yeah, I played games. I'm not like the biggest quote unquote gamer out there.
Have you played any wrestling games?
I so I have played wrestling games in the past, like the early like SmackDown games. The thing is that the new wrestling games are so hard. Like the controls, there's so many controls. I don't know what I'm doing, and before I know it, the match is over and I've lost.
Okay. One last question. I totally forgot what I wanted to ask you. I always do this in the end. I wanted to ask you about your idols when you started wrestling. I totally forgot to ask you about that. What were your idols starting?
So the people that I looked up to when I was coming out watching wrestling. First off, my favorite wrestler as a kid, and still is to this day, is The Undertaker. I was always a big fan of The Rock. And a sleeper, it's not a sleeper person for me, but I feel like it's so underrated. I was a huge fan of Rikishi and Too Cool as a trio. Sky Tuhati is from Maine, where I'm from. So that's pretty cool. But I always like, people would always ask me this question and they think I'm just going to be like, oh, I love Bam Bam Bigelow. And even though he's awesome and amazing as a big guy, like I've always been drawn to the characters. Even when I watch wrestling today, like what makes me a fan is not the moves, it's the moment. That's what I think draws people in. And that's when I wrestle. Not that I'm the caliber of those amazing people, but when I wrestle, I want to create moments that can draw people in. And that's what I've always looked at wrestling. I think that means the most, and people will remember the moment, not the moves. So yeah, the top three.
It's very true. Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my question. It's been really fun talking to you. And to everybody watching, be sure to check out our other interviews heading into the 16 Carat Gold weekend, and see you next time. Ciao.
Awesome. Thank you so much.